Morning, sir.
How are you? A great welcoming party.
Done 6 months.
You want to go back in?
TV, move away from the, yeah. Starting to be our person camp. I'm going to find out who shifted the blank on me.
I could see the minute you went up, she shifted. You know?
Yeah. And he's the instructor, sir.
No, that's why I say the three of those are going to throw the greatest saddle of all time on you tonight.
I think I'll be on guard tomorrow. No, the price we should. Feeding through England, we will do it for cheaper, but you have to be over 25 and drive a bike above 250cc.
I see.
You know, and it's
so
much cheaper.
He's above it in age, but
Chief, will you get one?
No,
These are bikes.
in other words, what you're telling me is buy him
a bigger bike.
He can buy it himself. Do you mind if I have a look at the bike?
Not at all, sir. This is a Kawasaki 250 that I bought about 3 years ago, purely for teaching the lads how to drive. Because we were down to the Bay Area Essentials with the presidential bike. So I couldn't afford to take a presidential bike out when I'm teaching recruits how to drive. So we bought these. They were less than £3,000 each. And the reason I left them the colour was because it would have cost me another £200 set them spray. Oh, yeah. And I said, why? For what purpose? The white handlebars and one the far side, the headlights.
That's the clutch, is it, or the brake? I'm a total ignorant.
Sgt.Bracken will tell you something.
I know all about that.
That's a brake, and this is the clutch.
That's the clutch, yeah.
And this is the throttle.
The throttle.
Thanks very much, lads.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Lads, will you fall in the chips?
I'm very impressed. I'd be obliged if you sit down and relax. You know? And maybe coming around me. So that you can all minister while I've been down the west today has been announcing the closure of barracks, and he's having a press conference at 4 o'clock, and I'm the dummy standing in the background and nodding my head, so I am therefore anxious that I get out of here in about between 5 and 10 minutes time. I'd like the opportunity just to say a couple of words to you. I asked that I would be able to talk to you, and was offered the facility, for which I'm very grateful. It's proper that I should come around the FCA camps to bid my farewell to a force that has meant so much to me over the years. I also want to underline the fact that as Chief of Staff, I appreciate very much your service. The drivers, etc. And you can see it yourself. You're on the way in that way. And more, the PDF staff viewed the background. Some of you may have been upset. Some of you may not even know it went on. Others may be wondering what the hell was it all about. But there was a controversy in the paper a few weeks ago where members of one of the representative associations, and then they panicked another one, came on and said some things about the FCA, which I totally repudiate. We do not have enough what we call in military medical orderlies, what outside are called paramilitary medicals. We had a sergeant in Dublin working with the Eastern Health Board, an FCA sergeant, who had very high qualifications, excellent qualifications. And what we were attempting to do, we couldn't send him overseas. They do not speak for the Defence Forces. They speak for their members, and they represent the views of some of their members, all of their members, and the concerns of individuals. That's their job. So I wouldn't confuse, and I certainly myself never confuse what they're saying with the facts. And could have been killed stone dead and somebody picked up the phone to me, but they didn't. And I would underline what I'm saying. I don't underestimate your service to this country. I appreciate it very much, and that's one of the reasons I'm here today. Finally, on the future of the FCA. Currently there's a board sitting, and I think that one should look at that in a positive rather than a negative frame of mind. I think it's there to improve the force, actually. Now, I've spoken at Longford to a signals unit who are based in Sligo, who obviously have concerns other than yours. You're a cavalry unit based in Dublin, co-based with the 2nd CAV. I don't expect, I certainly won't get the report of this board. My successor will get it, and we'll have to deal with it. But I do know that the way they're thinking is that there will only be one reserve, and it will be largely based on the FCA. But it will involve any ex-PDF people who want to opt in. FCA units in the Tala-Balgani area. Overseas will happen for FCA, but I will certainly be on the Zimmer frame. It's going to be 2000, I'd say 2005, because there's a long way. I've seen how long it takes to establish reorganisation in the PDF, and I'm being quite, I suppose, realistic when I say it's not going to happen tomorrow. We're looking at 2003, 2004. Not going to happen. In the meantime, there is nothing to fear from this reorganisation. In fact, the opposite is the case. I finally would like to sign off by saying you're extremely highly appreciated. We regard you in the highest possible terms, and we respect you for the amount of work and service you put into the community. And I thought there would be Oscars to give out for the previous session. Definitely the man with the breathing problem gets the #1 Oscar. Second, you know, appreciated by the dead, the half dead, and the almost dead. You know. But I think the main Oscar, you know, goes there. Thank you very much for receiving me. Thank you for your courtesy. Thank you for your service. And So, a bid farewell to the 11th CAV. Thank you.
Get on without me for a while, sir.
Other than just November Mass, you know.
Oh yeah, the annual Mass, yeah.
That's one of the jobs I like to do.
I'd like to keep contact myself, but it's very difficult, you know. I'd like to just disappear and not be seen.
What other priorities are?
I have no priorities. I don't even play golf. I don't play bridge. I'm going to crack up.
But we heard you're a good learner, sir.
Good luck, sir.
I'm making you nervous.
No, sir, no.
Yeah.
Genuine in relation to the FCM, what he appreciated. He said to me at lunchtime, he is very regretful of what the RACO and PD4 has said about the yellow flags. As it was obvious when he came down to tell us that. He really appreciates it, and if anything, I'd say we're unfortunate that he is gone, but he would definitely have fought the case for FCA personnel to serve overseas. And I mean, that is the highest attribute, because not even everybody within the PGF serves overseas. I can tell you that as an officer commanding a unit, I do not recommend everybody. So from that point of view, and today is my first day officially wearing the 11 CAV flash. I'm officially officer commanding. Welcome. I thank the Chief of Staff for appointing me for today in his visit, but that's not down to me. I want to thank everybody, and I mean everybody, that put in the effort today. And there was nobody lacking in anything that was put out there today. For that.
No, but I didn't pay for it.
As I said to the Chief, that's the instructor. He said, God help the students.
He was showing how it should be done.
And it is part of life. That's what can go wrong, will go wrong. Rehearsed 100 times. And that's why when you're on the range, you'll hear the sergeant shouting, you'll hear different instructors shouting at you, because you can never know. You must be 100%. Accident happened. Sgt.Bracken, something happened with the ramp.
The blank shifted. Everybody fucking hear that?
And I actually saw the work of
video
the ants moving that plank. Before Sgt.Bracken.
Thank you, sir.
I'm sure Lieutenant O'Kelly has them on video. Moving the plank.
We've heard of moving statues. Now we have moving planks.
Listen, there's a few days left.
The earth moved.
Please enjoy it. Please be careful out town tonight. I think the afternoon is semi-resting for the people that were on the hills. Tomorrow is a relaxed day. It's competitions all day.
Not relaxed, not relaxed.
Relaxed, but it's competitions. And we will possibly have a dinner tomorrow night. So, last time. Okay, thanks lads.
What do you think of that, Joe? The show?
What show?
Okay.
Get the Walking Dead.
Got them.